stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome you to the Children North Ice Arena here in Lewis Center, Ohio, just on the outskirts of Columbus, as Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network are proud to bring you Canton Akron Jets hockey as the Jets prepare to participate in the Pioneer Classic Tournament here this weekend, and they're going to kick it off tonight with a rematch with the Miami Junior Redhawks. These two teams met back in November, the Redhawks getting the 3-1 win. Hello everyone, Jim Craven with you along with Caitlin Mold. Hi atop rink number one here in Lewis Center as we get ready for this weekend's first matchup. Canton Akron Jets coming in today at 27-8-1, and that is good enough to sit at number 2, according to the USA Hockey rankings here in the state of Ohio. 138 goals scored for the offense, 52 given up by the Jets here so far. Jets were in action last Saturday on the 9th of January. They took on the number 1 seeded Team Ohio, and they get the 3-2 win over TO, knocking off the top team in the state of Ohio. Goals were scored by Ollie Stagmeyer, Thor Schavold, and Braden LaChance. Connor Mold gets the win in net. He stops 31 out of 33. Canton Akron Jets are coached by Sean Houston, assisted by John Evans, Mike Furlong, and Ethan Everhart. And for the Miami Junior Redhawks, they are 31-9-2. That is good enough for third in the USA Hockey rankings. They have scored 181 goals in 42 games this year, giving up 95. They have a rating of 89.10. Canton Akron, 89.31, just decimals between the top 3 teams, including TO, Canton Akron, and the Miami Junior Redhawks. Redhawks were in action last on January 11th as they took on the Columbus Icemen. The Icemen out of Indiana. That game, according to our records here, ended in a 3-3 tie. The Redhawks are coached by Zach Zenz, assisted by Stephen Press and Reed Bonamati. And again, these two teams met back on November 15th at the Goggin Ice Arena in Oxford, Ohio. Miami got the 3-1 win. Canton Akron playing that game with a couple 3 suspended players from the previous weekend. So Canton Akron at full strength today. They will take on the 3rd-seeded team. So Canton Akron with the tough schedule here. They started out with a 1-2 matchup last Saturday. They'll have a 2-3 matchup tonight. And I believe it will be Connor Mold getting the start in net for Canton Akron, and some fun being had down at the glass as the Will Craven fan club has brought the fatheads for the glass. Caitlin says we should get the buddy picture maybe between the two with the fatheads, and that will be a lot of fun. But their senior night coming up next week, January 24th on a Saturday. They will be taking on Team Ohio again 2 wins over Team Ohio thus far this year, as both teams get ready for playoffs coming up here in late February, early March. Canton Akron going to be in their white uniforms with the navy blue shoulders. Light blue numbers outlined in white, blue pants. And they will be in the designated the home team. And for the Miami Junior Redhawks, they will be in their all red uniforms, white numerals, white letters, black pants. And they will start off from right to left. Molden under net to our left. And the Redhawk netminder to our right. And Jack Pryor now off the faceoff with possession, working this one around the boards. Craven coming in and going to send this to the near board. Try to get it out to Lucas Black. Black, LaChance, Craven, Pryor. All out on the ice here for Canton Akron, as well as Ollie Stagmeyer. Craven chasing this one back behind the net of Connor Mold. Redhawks trying to keep this in the zone. Craven trying to desperately clear it out. It'll work around the net, near boards, and this one will be sent out to the neutral zone, and Miami will drift back into their defensive zone to reset. Just underway here, first period. No score here if you're just joining us. The Redhawks making the trip from Oxford, as they will drift into the Miami zone. They'll work to the right of the Miami netminder, and this puck will go up into the netting. And we'll get a reset here as we'll drop this one to the right. And it looks like it's going to be Connor Hudak getting the start for the Miami Junior Redhawks in net. And we'll drop this one to the right, as it'll be Dan Siff taking the face off for Canton Akron. They'll send this one to the near boards, and it's going to be Redhawks working this out into the neutral zone. Will Press working down the side. He'll have this one knocked off his stick, however, recovered by Clayton. Clayton going to send it around the boards to the far side, to the left of Mold. They'll work this in the circle, try to get back out. 3 white jerseys are going to knock this one loose. Max Morrow going to send it down ice. It's going to go off of the stick of Henhold, and there'll be no icing called on that. Miami now with some speed through the neutral zone. They'll go through center to the left of Mold. Try to take a shot. Morrow on the way, though. It'll go off the stick of Henhold and in the lower left corner. They'll battle this out as Canton Akron will have this one and try to get it out of the zone, but Chavold will be knocked off. Press will head to the bench, and Canton Akron will reset from behind their own goal line as Morrow will send this one out to far. Thor Chavold, the sophomore out of Jackson High School, going to send this one down behind the net of Connor Hudak. Down into the lower right corner now to where we are. Chavold trying to work to the left. Takes a shot. Pad save by Hudak. Morrow coming in, feigning a shot, and he'll send this one across the face of Hudak. Not much on that. It'll bounce, and that'll be Barbieri taking a shot wide left of the cage and to the far side. Deacon Johnson keeping it in the zone. However, going to be sent back out by Miami. A shot from the center ice, right from the logo, as Max Morrow tried to sneak one past Hudak, but an easy stop for the Redhawk. Through center now, Redhawks with possession. They'll try to chip this one down. And puck loose now to the right of Connor Mold, who have this one knocked away. That'll be Ty Davey for Miami there. And now Tyler Benson on the ice. Had the puck, blew a tire, went down. And now it'll be Hudak that will reset this one for Caleb Bohan to the far side. Benson going to go down after a collision. Puck still loose at center. Braden LaChance setting it up. Weaver sending it to the near side. Palestrina setting it up the boards. A sophomore out of Mineral Ridge High School. They'll send it down to the Redhawks. They'll lose it. Black across the face of Hudak and back out to center where Gage Weaver, the senior out of Strasburg, will take the shot. Hudak will hold on to it. The clock will stop with 11:32 remaining here in the first period. We are scoreless. As the Redhawks will go for a change. We'll drop this one to the right of Hudak in the Redhawks zone. LaChance taking the face-off. I believe he'll take this one against Will Press. This one's won by Canton Akron. Weaver sending this down behind Hudak. Black trying to sneak in for the shot, but Redhawks going to steal this one, bring it through center. Will Press now trying to work past Palestrino. Takes a shot, and it's going to slip past Connor Mold. Miami Redhawks take a 1-0 lead. 11:18 left here in the first period. Jets now in a 1-0 hole. Jets again will be back home next Saturday as they will take on Team Ohio for their senior night. That game scheduled for 3:40. We'll go on the air a few minutes early as we'll have the face-off at center. Puck sailing behind Connor Mold. He'll hug the right post. And it'll be Jack Pryor in the corner trying to grab it. And it'll be Dan Sift that'll come in and help loosen that one up. He'll send it to the far side. And back through center. Jets with possession nicely. Trying to backhand it. But he's going to be knocked off the puck by Reef. From behind the net now of Hudak. And work to the near side. Try to sweep it out of there. It'll go out to center. Canton Akron will chase this one down. Jack Pryor will reset it from behind Mold. Craven down in the low corner. Send this one out to Ethan Bell. Bell going off the skate. Try to send it out. But it'll get it on the rebound and bring it up the near board. I'll try to work past the defensive Otto Reef, the senior, for Miami Junior Redhawks out to the far right corner. Miami through their own zone, trying to get out to center. Craven in the way. Wyatt Dilly now going to knock that off the stick of Reef. And Miami going to send this one down behind the goal line. Icing coming up against the Redhawks. 10:21 left here, first period. No score. So we are just underway, game one of the Pioneer Tournament here at the Chiller Ice Arena in Lewis Center, Ohio. First of three scheduled games, with the finals being on Sunday. Face off to the left of Connor Hudak. Sebastian Dabb taking the face off for the Jets. He'll send this one down the lower right corner. It'll be Patch sending it around the boards. And now carried out to center. Taken by Max Morrow. Morrow trying to gather it up. It's knocked off the puck. Deacon Johnson try to send it down in the zone. It'll end up on the stick of Jack Barbieri for the Jets. He'll try to get into the zone. It'll be two red jerseys. It'll get in the way. Puck kind of went high. Kind of a sloppy shot, but Hudak was able to hold on to it. He'll cover it up, and the clock will stop with 10:02 left here in the first period. Face off now to the right of Hudak. Offensive zone draw for Ollie Stagmeyer. Will take this one against Will Press. Hudak sending it to the near side. Picked up by Nick Ringhauser. Ringhauser going to send this one into the net, and we'll make it a souvenir for the spectators here on the near side. Redhawks will go for a change. Jets down 1-0 here, 9:55 remaining here in the first period. Will Press getting Miami on the board. Has a chance. Taking the face off against Hamilton. He'll send this one back to the Redhawk defenseman. A chance, putting on some pressure. No possession. He'll battle for it. Stagmeyer now coming in off the boards. Gets to LaChance. LaChance going to be bumped down. Puck loose. And back out to the blue line where LaChance tried to take a shot. Didn't go much further. And looking for a rebound shot, but it'll be ricocheted out to center. Miami now going to send this one down low. As Ryder Jalik will battle against the boards against Don Balestrino. LaChance to the far side for the support. Weaver going to pick this one up. Try to get it out to Stagmeyer. And I believe they're going to call. And we're going to have our first penalty of the night as the Miami Junior Redhawks will be down a man. Ryder Jalik headed to the box. No signal. All right, so nonetheless, it's going to be a 2-minute penalty. It'll drop this to the right of Hudak and out to the blue line. Pryor sending it to Chavold. Chavold on the near side, trying to work through the circle. He'll have it taken away from him. Press will send this one out to center. He'll clear it down into the Jet zone as Lucas Black will set this one up from behind Mold. Black trying to work through center. Almost lost the puck in front of Mold. Ringhauser was there. Press there as well. Trying to look for the backhand. Black throwing his body in front. Puck loose in front of Mold. He's trying to find it. And we're finally going to get a whistle. With 8:48 remaining here in the first period. 1:31 left on the man advantage for Canton Akron, but nothing going here so far for Canton Akron on the power play. They'll drop this one to the right of Connor Mold. Defensive zone draw for the Jets here on their power play. Will Press stepping into the circle, as well as the CAK captain, Braden LaChance. They send this one back behind the goal line. Gage Weaver, the senior out of Strasburg High School, going to bring it down the far side. Drop pass at the Stagmeyer. Stagmeyer tried to send it over to LaChance. Going to go off the stick of Press and drip back behind the net of Connor Mold. Weaver again trying to reset it. Press there with the pressure on. Press trying to take it away. He'll go down. Puck still loose. And Press with possession. Now will send it back out to center for Miami as they drip back in their own defensive zone. They'll try to kill off time here. 1 minute left on the CAK power play. Weaver again from behind Mold. Sending it to the far side. Dropping it for Braden LaChance. LaChance trying to work past Reef. Down the far board and into the zone. He'll have it knocked off his stick and work now from behind the net of Hudak. Feeding it back out to the circle. Back out to the line is Weaver. Weaver trying to take the shot. Going to go off the boot of Otto Reef. Reef with an opportunity breakaway now. Tries to take a shot. Swallowed up by Connor Mold. With 35 seconds left on the man advantage. Canton Akron almost giving up an easy one here for Miami. 7:52 remaining here, first period. And we'll drop this one to the right of Connor Mold. Down the near boards, it'll be Pryor. Pryor working to the left of Hudak. Will take a shot, going to go across his face and end up on the boards to our near side. Barbieri from behind the net, feeding it back out to the blue line. Black going to drop this one back to Pryor. Pryor walking the blue line, tries to take a shot wide right of the cage. And they'll try to send this one around the kick play. Going to go off the official, Sebastian Dab there to keep it in. He'll try to keep it down low to the right of Hudak. Looking for an option. Works to the inside. Looking for some help, but it's the puck going to be knocked into the near boards. It's Canton Akron desperately trying to clear it, and it's going to be sent down the lower right corner. We'll clear the penalty here. Back to 5-on-5. 7:05 left here in the first period. We'll have an icing coming up against Miami Junior Redhawks. Jets will be back in action tomorrow at 12:45 right here back on Rink 1. They will take on Olentangy Orange. Face off to the left of Hudak. Pryor from the line, going to take the shot. Glove save by Hudak. 6:58 remaining here, first period. Dan Siff to take the face off to the left of Hudak for Canton Akron. Defensive zone draw for the Jets. Sent back to the near side, or excuse me, behind the net. It'll be Ethan Bell trying to step in to get it. Mason Doris there as well. Bell with some force, though, will have this one redirected down towards Connor Mold, and the Jets will set this one out from behind their own zone. Sending it back out to center. Try to get it to Dan Siff. Siff at center. He'll have Craven to his left, but he'll send it forward, try to get it to Doris. So it'll go over the line, no icing, as it'll be Dylan Pash. Trying to send it around the boards, trying to keep it in the zone are the Jets. Siff again sending it down behind the net behind Hudak. 6:20 remaining here in the first period. Puck will lock up in the lower right corner. As Mason Doris stepping in for the Jets. He'll try to get some help. He'll shake it loose now. And working out to the far side. Craven trying to take the shot. Trying to get it through traffic, and it'll be redirected from in front of the net and into the boards. From the lower right corner now, Jets trying to swing around here. Pryor had it. He'll drift back out to the blue line. Ringhauser trying to clear it out, and he'll get it out to Pash behind the net there, and it will be Ben Clayton sending it forward. Craven going to go down, and there's a penalty coming up, but I'm not sure who it's going to be on. Press looks like he may have been called for the tripping, but Craven may have also been called for a tripping. And it's going to be the door for Canton Akron's. And it's going to be Braden LaChance going to the box. So a weird sequence there. As we'll wait for the officials to try to give us a signal. We've gotten nothing so far. All right, so the officials over at the score table are going to give the information. We won't get the call. Looked like an interference call, but we'll take that, I guess. So Braden LaChance in the box for the next 2 minutes. 5:37 remaining here, first period. Miami going to their first power play of the day. Pryor, Craven, Black, Stagmeyer all out for Canton Akron here on the penalty kill. I believe that's going to be Hamilton. It's going to take the face-off for Miami. They'll take this one against Lucas Black. Black, the senior, out of West Branch High School in Beloit, Ohio. Ringhauser, Press, Morton, Hamilton, and Davey all out for the power play for Miami of Ohio. Redhawks going to win this one cleanly. They'll work this one around the perimeter on the far side. Back out to the blue line. Get it to Pash. Pash over to Press. Press dropping in the circle to Hamilton. Hamilton dropping it to Ringhauser. Ringhauser taking a shot, and it'll go right into the belly of Connor Mold. Mold a little dinged on the right hand. That'll be the blocker side hand of the Jets netminder. Taking the glove off. Going to shake that off. Get a bit to drink, and he should be good to go. 1:44 remaining on the man advantage for Miami. They'll drop this one to the right of Mold. Black and Hamilton in the circle. They're going to wait for Connor Mold to readjust and get set here again. So Canton Akron on the penalty kill. Black working in front of Press in the lower corner. Try to drop it to Hamilton. Couldn't get it there. Press now back to Hamilton in the circle to the right of Mold. Ringhauser working up the near board. Out to the far side. Press back to Ringhauser on the near side in the circle. Dropping it low to the right. And it puck going to bounce over to Mold, and that one taking an odd bounce. But Connor Mold able to hold on to it, and we'll have 1:23 remaining on the Miami power play. 5 minutes even left here. First period, Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Black and Hamilton to take the face-off. And Press will pick this one up at the blue line. Hamilton on the near side. Trying to drop it to the right of Mold, getting it to Ringhauser. Ringhauser working from behind the net. Has Morrow in front of him. He'll get it back out to Press. Press taking a shot. Try to get it through traffic. It'll be redirected and ricocheted over to the far board. Stagmeyer there to tie it up. He'll put Morton against the boards. Black trying to send it around the boards. He'll send it out all the way down the length of the ice. Hudak will come out to play it and set it up. Almost put it in the net himself. I think Hudak skipped a heartbeat on that one as Press will enter the Jet zone. He'll drop to the circle to the right of Mold, trying to work across the face of Max Morrow. Morrow causing some disruption. Barbieri trying to clear it out of the zone, but he'll only get as far as Moord. Puck loose now. This one, Ethan Bell. Bell working 1-1-1 against Hudak. Takes it, couldn't get the shot off. And again, the Jets trying to work around the net, trying to feed it back out. Couldn't keep it in the zone. It'll head all the way down. Broken stick on the ice. Ethan Bell with an opportunity, and Mold will send this one down to Dan Siff. Siff trying to take a shot, redirected to the far side. Bell trying to work through three red jerseys, couldn't get to it. 10 seconds left on the Miami power play. 3:45 remaining here, first period. Jets down 1-0. Miami into the zone, into the Jet zone now, trying to drop this one to the right of Mold. Max Morrow, they're going to bounce this one off the board. It'll only make it as far as Owen Cool for Miami, and Morrow again trying to fight from behind the net to loosen it up. And the puck will sail out to center, where Gabriel Todorov will chase it down. He'll send it back through the neutral zone. Barbieri will return the favor, and there should be icing coming up against the Canton Akron Jets. We'll bring this one back down to our left. And we'll have 3:15 remaining here, first period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Weaver, Balestrino, LaChance out of the box now. Tyler Benson, Ollie Stagmeyer will be the 5 for Canton Akron. He'll drop this one to the left of Connor Mold. Chance taking the face off. End up on the stick of Otto Reef. Reef from the circle, sending it across to the far side. Takes a shot and stopped by Connor Mold. 3:06 now remaining. First period, Jets trail 1-0. And these tournaments, points are accounted for by each period. So right now, Miami winning this period 1-0. And apparently we've had a penalty. I didn't see anything coming up. And our officials not giving us the signal. They're giving them to the table. So they're going to call interference. And we'll have this one to the left of Connor Mold. Puck out the blue line, won by Miami. Craven in front, going to take the path away. Miami working back out there to press. Press on the near side. Black in front of him. Press walking the blue line. Trying to find an option. He'll get it to Hamilton in the circle to the right of Mold. He'll take the shot. Fan on it. And it'll be Press. It'll back him up. Press taking the shot. Going to ricochet off the back of Lucas Black. And Press will have to reset this one, and he'll drop it down to Hamilton. Hamilton with a little pressure from Jack Pryor. Get it back to the far side. Miami trying to keep it in. And LaChance trying to sneak in there, and we're going to get a whistle. And we'll say offside, I believe. I thought it was an offside. I don't know what these officials are doing, to be quite honest. All right, so they're not telling us. Let's put it that way. LaChance off the faceoff will send this one out to center. 1:26 remaining on the man advantage for Miami. Miami 0 for 1 on the power play here so far tonight. And back through center. Will Press with Black in front of him. LaChance will force him back into his own defensive zone. He'll feed it to Hamilton on the near board. Into the Jet zone. Lucas Black there to harass him. And they'll tie it up on the near board. Down lower left corner, right in front of us, as a matter of fact. Jack Pryor in there for support. Black trying to clear it out, trying to get it past Ringhauser. And finally, he will clear this one all the way down in front of Hudak. And Hudak will set it up for Bryant Morton. Morton from behind the net. He'll take his time here. 50 seconds left on the man advantage for Miami. 1:53 remaining in the period. Trying to get it through center, redirected by Braden LaChance. And Ethan Bell on the near board now causing some headache. LaChance going to send this one deep behind Hudak. And Morton will set it up for the Miami offense. Ethan Bell there putting on the pressure. He'll make him pass to Will Press. Press. Through center. A little bit of speed. Two white jerseys in front of him. That'll be Craven and Pryor. Trying to work around the left side of Connor Mold, but he'll have to kick it back out to Hamilton. Hamilton will lose the puck, and they will have to vacate the zone and drift back here. He'll get it back to Press. Ringhauser, last one out of the zone. Now Press, first one back in for Miami. They'll work on the near board, take the hit from Pryor. He'll lose the puck. Ty Davey, though, taking a shot off the chest of Mold, still loose. Under the pad of Connor Mold, he finally saw it, and it'll be covered up as the net almost comes down. And we'll finally get a whistle. 1:06 left here. First frame. 1 second left on the power play for Miami of Ohio. I want to thank everybody who is joining us from Youngstown down at the Cavelli Center. As the faceoff comes to the right of Connor Mold. Jets clearing this one out of the defensive zone. Gets it out to Dars. Dars working down the near board. Working to the left of Hudak. Trying to find a shot. Nobody there. Nicely in front of the net, but couldn't get the pass off. Puck loose at center now. Nicely stepping in. Going to take it away and put it deep into the Jets offensive zone. 40 seconds remaining here in the first period. From downtown Youngstown, the Phantoms fall tonight 3-1 to the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks with 2 goals in the last 43 seconds. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us who was listening to Western Reserve Radio and the Phantoms. Phantoms get a shot tomorrow, but it will be in Muskegon on Saturday and Sunday. 3-game series for them this weekend. Puck loose on the far side. Morrow from the point. Trying to take a shot. It'll be swept away by Hudak to the near board. Miami coming down the near side. It's going to be Reef. Reef, though, can't get past Morrow. And the time will expire here in the first period before he can even get a shot off. After one, Canton Akron trails Miami Junior Redhawks by a score of 1-0. There's going to be a nice cut between the first and second period here, so we will step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some of the numbers from the first period, get you ready for second period action here at the Chiller North Ice Arena in Lewis Center, Ohio. You're listening to Canton Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events?
Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to join the legacy? Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure. To
the stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
You're listening to Canton Akron Jets hockey on the iMedia One Sports Network. Intermission time here after the first period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Shots on goal, 10 for the Miami Junior Redhawks, 8 for the Canton Akron Jets. The only score in the period coming with 11:18 left as Will Press would slip one past Connor Mold to give them the 1-0 lead. Junior Redhawks 0 for 2 on the power play. Canton Akron 0 for 1. As we get ready for second period action, there's a nice cut every 2 periods. So there was a cut in the last game between the second and third period, so they're doing it between the first and second period here. Also down at the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown. If you were listening on Western Reserve Radio, you know that the Youngstown Phantoms fall to the Muskegon Lumberjacks by a score. I believe that was 3-1. 2 goals coming in the last 43 seconds of the third period for a heartbreaker. Again, the Phantoms will head up to Muskegon. They will take on the Lumberjacks tomorrow night and Sunday. So a long weekend for the good guys as they will make the trip to Michigan. Jets will be back on the ice tomorrow as well, 12:45, right here on Western Reserve Radio, as they will take on Olentangy Orange in Game 2 of the Pioneer Tournament here in Lewis Center, Ohio. Again, we're just outside the area of Columbus. There's always some activity down here. These two teams tonight, though, this is their second meeting as the Jets and the Redhawks met back on November 15th. Redhawks get the 3-1 win. Miami averaging just a little over 4 goals a game. Canton Akron averaging just under 4 goals a game. And the Jets giving up about 1.4 goals. If you want to be technical, 2.26 for the Miami Redhawks. Long way to go in this one here. Second and third period action coming up. Take a look at some of the numbers here. The Redhawks and the Jets, 10 common opponents, with each one only having one loss. The Redhawks taking the loss to the number 1 ranked team of Ohio by a score of 4-3. And of course, the only loss for Canton Akron in their common opponents out of the 10 was a 3-1 loss to Hamilton Southeastern down at the Goggin Ice Arena in Oxford, Ohio. Again, that was back on the weekend of November 15th at that showcase. We're going to step aside one more time. When we come back, we'll have second period action here for you. You are listening to Canton Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Watch this. Let's face it. What a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
You're listening to Canton Akron Jets Hockey on the iMedia One Sports Network. Second period action coming up here from the Chiller North Ice Arena. The Jets trailing by a score of 1-0. Mike Hearn bringing us back here after the break. The prominent voice out in Lima, Ohio. We will switch ends of the ice here as Hudak will be in the net to our left, Bold to our right, and it'll be Brayton LaChance taking the face-off. I believe that's going to be against Hamilton for Miami. Indeed it is. And Redhawks initially won this one, but Stagmeyer going to pitchfork with this one back into the Jets offensive zone. Trying to feed it in the slot to LaChance was Tyler Benson. Couldn't connect on the pass, and it'll drift back out the center. Go D to Craven. Craven off the board to Benson. Benson in front of the blue line, sending it nicely to Stagmeyer, and we're going to have an offside on Canton Akron. that was kind of a close call there, but that could have gone either way, I suppose. But we will drop this one just outside the Jets' offensive zone. Hamilton and LaChance again for the faceoff. Canton Akron will win this one. Take it right into the zone. Tyler Benson feed it back out to the blue line. LaChance working into the circle to the right of Hudak. Will have to step back. He'll drop past this one to Benson. Benson, 2 red jerseys in front of him. He'll get some pressure. Puck loose. Hamilton going to knock LaChance off the puck. Stagmeyer trying to take a shot. Couldn't get all of it. Shot from the far side. And a sharp angle shot at that. And stopped by Hudak. With the clock at 14-17 left in the second period. Jack Pryor with the attempt. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. I want to welcome everybody joining in. If you're listening on the Youngstown Patricians Facebook page, hockey action for the semi-pro world. Shot from the blue line, stopped by Hudak. Hudak going to drop this one, and Hamilton will set it up from behind the net. Excuse me, that's going to be Todorov. And Sif now for Canton Akron, trying to work it up the boards. He'll draw past it to Nicely. Nicely going to take a bump from Rhett Henschhold. And he'll try to chase the puck down to the far side, out to center. And it'll be Barbieri trying to send it back into the zone. But Dylan Parker now through center, and he will send this one deep behind Connor Mold, picked up by Canton Akron. Out to the board, Doris was trying to get to it, took a bump. He'll go down. And Miami from their own defensive zone will set this one at Bryant Morton. Being chased down by Nicely. Puck came loose and sent back into the zone, but just returned to Henschhold. Henschhold going to bring it out through center to Ringhauser. Ringhauser into the Jets zone now. As they'll work from the net behind Connor Mold. Clayton with the puck. He'll be knocked off the puck by Barbieri. He and Barbieri going to battle for it against the boards. They'll tie it up. Will press in there so for support from Miami. A couple of Jets trying to dig this one out as we approach the 13-minute mark of the second period. Jets down by a score of 1-0 from the right of Mold. Trying to take the shot. Press is going to... Took the shot. I thought he got it. They're going to wave it off. Press looking for his second goal of the night. And loose now is Morrow. Will try to clear it along the boards. Didn't get all of it. Sent it out to the red line. And Miami now trying to take the shot. Working from the left side of Mold. And couldn't get it. He'll cover it up somehow or another. And the clock will stop with 12:43 remaining here in the second frame. Wholesale change for both teams as the action gets crazy in front of the senior out of Poland Seminary High School. Have some listeners down in the state of Florida tonight. So hello to Rachel and Mary from the family tree of the Jets netminder, Connor Mold. Enjoying hopefully some warm weather as this puck will be sent across the face of Mold out to the far side. Jets trying to clear it. And Chavold down the near board, trying to clear it out to center. Miami going to return it. Jets with possession though. Send it to the far side. Gets it out to center. Sebastian Dabb taking the shot from the blue line. It'll sail to the lower left corner here. Chavold there. He'll be chased down by Mers. Puck loose still in the corner. And it'll be Wyatt Dilly coming in. Trying to feed it into the slot. A beautiful feed. The Dabb couldn't get to it. And back out the center. Dilly had an opportunity here. He'll be knocked off the puck. And a collision over here between Mers and Dilly's. The puck will sail through center, back down into the Jets zone. It'll be Henry Robb with the puck. Trying to feed somebody in the slot. Nobody there. Puck still loose. Working in front of the face of Connor Mold. Tyler Benson going to clear it out to center. And it'll be Wyatt Dilly setting it up for Dabb. Dabb into the center. Going to have 3 red jerseys around him. And the puck will come loose. It'll be Weaver keeping it in the zone. It'll work behind the net. Raleigh Stagmeyer from the far side will get tripped up. No call there. Puck will be sent all the way down ice. Should be icing coming up against Miami. Indeed, that will be the case. 11:35 on the clock. Jets with a 1-0 deficit. Craven, Stagmeyer, Black, Benson, Pryor. All out for Canton Akron. They'll drop this one to the left of Hudak. Black to take the face-off, to send it around the boards to the near side. Trying to clear it out of the zone. Craven stepping up, going to keep it in at the point. He'll backhand this one down to Stagmeyer. Puck still loose. Hamilton there. And it'll be Hamilton. It will bring this one through center. Trying to get in, but Jets defensively not giving much up. Stagmeyer trying to work through 2 red jerseys. And he'll have the puck knocked off of his stick. That's Ty Davey. We'll try to send it down. Ice Craven going to glove this one down. He'll try to keep it in. He'll be pushed down by Davey. And Craven on top of the puck. He'll finally clear it out. And to the near side as Ryder Jalik will send it around behind the net of Mold. Black going to take a hit. We're going to get a whistle. And are we going to get a roughing call? Or did the puck go up into the net? Did I miss that? Okay, so this is going to be a puck out of play here, and it's our officials. Not much in the way of communication here, so we do apologize for that. All right, face off to the left of Molt. No possession here. Finally, Jets trying to get it out the center. That'll be Dylan Parker trying to keep it in for Miami. Puck ended up on the stick of Evan Ralph, and he took a shot. He'll go down on his back, and the puck will sail all the way down near Hudak. Todorov will set it up. He'll send it D to the far side. Get this one over to Henschhold. Henschhold sending it out the center, feeds it out to Parker. Parker lost it as Craven stepped in, sent it back into Todorov now. Trying to send it up the boards. Craven trying to return the favor. He'll send it back down into the Miami defensive zone. And Henschhold finally will send us out to the far side. He'll try to get that over to Elliott. Puck going to be ricochet down in the lower right corner. Jets coming back the other way with it right to left. Ethan Bell on the ice. As the in-house wrecking ball will shake the puck loose. Craven coming around from the far side. Couldn't get to it in time. Puck still loose. Jets with possession now nicely. Banking this one off the boards. He'll take a bump. He'll go down. And Mold will come out to play this. He'll send this one down to Ethan Bell. Bell with the quick pass out to Doris. Doris going to take I believe that's going to be a kneeing coming up against Owen Henschhold. Henschhold hit it right to the box. Didn't even question it. He'll call it interference, but like a nice, could have been a kneeing there, I think. As he would send a Jets player corkscrewing around and didn't go all the way down, but just enough. We'll call it interference, though, nonetheless. 2 minutes either way you slice it. Face off to the right of Connor Hudak. Canton Akron on the power play. Their second opportunity tonight. LaChance off the face-off. We'll get a whistle. I don't know if the officials were ready. The far official looked like he was having a drink over there on the... All right, well, we're just going to leave it to your imagination. Face-off is Doris will take the shot right into the belly of Hudak. LaChance took the face-off. Doris was right there. It was a good look. And only 5 seconds coming off of the man advantage for CAK. Ringhauser now taking the face off against LaChance. A shot again by Doris. Stick save by Hudak. Out to the circle to the far side, out to the blue line. Weaver now taking his time, setting it up, get to Stagmeyer on the near side. LaChance working to the center. Stagmeyer trying to work around Ringhauser, sends it back out to the blue line. Ringhauser going to lose a stick. Weaver going to swing around and send it back into the zone. Dan Siff trying to get in there, but it's going to be a red jersey there to get to it first. That'll be Morton. Morton going to send it all the way down ice. Weaver will chase it down, and he will reset it. 1:25 remaining on the power play for Canton Akron. 9:06 left here in the second period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Stagmeyer sending this out through center. He'll get it to LaChance. LaChance, 2 red jerseys in front of him. He'll hold up in a circle to the left of Hudak, and it'll be cleared out by Will Press. Press setting it down behind Connor Mold. He'll come out to play it, and Mold going to send it all the way back down. And this will be icing coming up against Canton Akron. 1 minute left on the power play for CAK. Down 1-0. Only goal coming in the first period. Will Press getting on the score sheet for Miami. Tristan Hamilton to take the face off against Lucas Black. This will be to the left of Connor Mold. Defensive zone draw for Canton Akron on the man advantage. Canton Akron will win this one clean, though. Bring it down the near side. Tyler Benson had it for a moment. Redirected by Bohan, excuse me. And now Canton Akron from behind the net again. Trying to bring it down the near board. Be bumped off the puck. Loose and picked up by Dab. Dab working to the inside. Trying to get past Hamilton. Hamilton with the back check and luck. Shake the puck loose. Dab tried to feed it out, but Ty Davey there. And Pryor able to send this one behind the net as still loose is Todorov. Banking this one off the boards and send this one the length of the ice. Down behind the net to Connor Mold. Mold stopping this one up for Lucas Black. Mold and Black have been teammates for many years. going back to their days with the Youngstown Phantoms program, working to the left of Hudak. Hudak with the glove save. A little ricochet to the board, still loose, and they'll play it. Connor Mold from behind his net. Going to send this one around the boards. Got Jack Barbieri right there. Or pass up Barbieri. It'll end up on the stick of Lucas Black. Puck still loose at center. Puck coming loose. Going to bounce into the chest of Connor Mold. And the clock will stop with 7:34 remaining here in the second period. We'll clear the penalty. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. However, Miami with the important 1-0 lead. Defensive zone draw for Canton Akron. 7:34 on the clock. Owen Cool to take the face off for Miami. He'll take this one against Deacon Johnson. Puck down the far side. Miami will keep it in the jet zone. In the circle to the right of Mold. Weaver chasing it down, and we're going to get a whistle. And another interference call coming up, and I wish I could explain where that came from. As Redhawks will go back to the power play. Don Balestrino headed to the sin bin for 2 minutes for interference. Not much argument from the Canton Akron bench, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. Face off to the right of Connor Mold. Taken by LaChance. Jack Pryor there. He'll sweep this one to the near side where Gage Weaver will try to send it up the boards. He'll try to get to Lucas Black. However, Hamilton in the way. It'll be ricocheted back to the far side now. That's Ringhauser trying to get it back out to the blue line. He'll get it to Press. Press from the far side. In the circle now to the right of Mold. Back out to Hamilton. Hamilton taking a shot through traffic. Look for the ricochet. Mold stopped it twice. Ty Davey looking for the rebound shot. Couldn't get to it. Davey and Weaver now battling in front of Connor Mold from the left side, from the circle. Back out to the blue line. Press. Looking to take the shot. And it'll go up into the netting. And we'll get a whistle with 6:43 on the clock. 1:20 left on the man advantage for Miami. Their third power play of the night, 0 for 2 so far. Canton Akron also 0 for 2. Draw just to the right of Connor Mold. I believe that's going to be Todorov and LaChance. And this one nicely sent down past Hudak. Lucas Black there. He'll down there with Morton. And Miami going to set this one up from behind Hudak. Morton to the far side. He'll get this out to Press. Press trying to get past LaChance. Into the zone. Feed it to the near side. Working from the left side of Connor Mold. Ringhauser sending it around to Davey. Davey back out to Ringhauser. Ringhauser getting it out to Bohan at the blue line. He'll get it to the far side to Will Press. Try to send it along the boards there. It'll be redirected in the upper right corner where Jack Pryor and Lucas Black will tie this one up with 38 seconds left on the power play for Miami of Ohio. Puck still tied up. Officials right there, no call. 1-0 is your score. Jets in the hole. Miami now Press in the circle to the right of Mold. He'll take a bump from Black. He'll keep possession. Try to feed over to Ringhauser. And a sharp angle shot attempted by Ty Davey. Couldn't get it to go. And it's going to be sent down ice here where Braden LaChance going to lay out for that one. He had possession, but then was checked by Hamilton. Puck loose. As Davey now will send it to the far side to Press. Press into the zone. Takes a shot. It's going to go off of a jet and in the upper right corner. He'll get it back out to Cool. Cool dropping it down behind the goal line to the left of Mold. To the far side, and Cool didn't see it coming. And a shot coming from the blue line. Mold on his back, needs to recover. And the puck down on the lower right side. Hamilton at the blue line. Going to go D to D. It's going to leave the zone out to the red line, and Miami will send this one all the way back down where Gage Weaver will set it up from the lower right corner to the left of Mold. Try to get it out to Rossi. Dice will go off his stick and behind the net of Hudak. Todorov feeding it forward. And it'll be set back and now brought down ice by Henschel. Back and forth here, working to the right of Mold, trying to take the shot. Puck loose in front. Mold didn't see it. Kick save, sends it to the near side, and the Jets with possession now, trying to get it out to Nicely. It'll pass him up, go out to the neutral zone, out in front of the Jets bench. And then up behind Hudak. Todorov in the lower left corner. Tried to grab it up. Sift was there, though. And Tyler Benson from the circle to the right of Hudak. Working to the inside. Tries to feed in the slot. Sift there. Takes a shot. Pad save by Hudak. Good look for the Jets. Couldn't get it to go, though. And we'll have icing coming up against Miami of Ohio. 4:05 left here. Second period. Great opportunity for Canton Akron. Play developed well, but an even nicer stop by Connor Hudak. Face off to the right of the Miami netminder. Stagmeyer in the circle, as well as Evan Ralph. 5-on-5 here now as we're going to send this one into the netting. Braden LaChance sending out another souvenir out to the father of Tyler Benson. All the dads in the lower left corner here. All the moms to the right. It's kind of an order of things here. A couple of visitors from the Ohio State University tonight. Face off to the right of Hudak. LaChance going to take a bump. Merce sends it out and gets it out to Dylan Parker. Parker will have it knocked off a stick, lower right corner. Trying to feed it across the face of Connor Mold was Evan Ralph, but Jack Barbieri there to break that one up. Dylan Parker had the puck. He'll lose it. Tyler Benson down the far side, trying to race Morton to it. Benson going to get to it, feeds it into the slot. Nobody there. And Barbieri nicely keeping it into the zone for the Jets. LaChance swinging around, takes a shot, goes wide right of the cage. Back out to the point. Barbieri chipping this one down, trying to get it to Tyler Benson. Puck still loose. Barbieri takes a shot, and it'll go over the head of Hudak. Hudak went down. Another good look for the Jets. As Morrow taking the shot from the point. Pad saved by Hudak. No rebound shot. Sent back out to the blue line. Jets will have to chase this one down. Max Morrow. As Connor Mold came out nearly to the blue line to play this. Jets now into the zone. LaChance from the right of Hudak takes a shot. It's going to pop over his head. And we're going to have a collision in front of the net. That's going to be Ollie Stagmeyer and Nick Ringhauser. And I believe they're going to send Stagmeyer to the box. Excuse me, I think they're going to send both of them. So Stagmeyer and Ringhauser will both be sent to the penalty box. So roughing coming up, I believe, against both of them. Doing a little dance in front of the net of Hudak. And the money was on the interference call, but either way, matching penalties. Will be 5-on-5. Offensive zone draw for the Jets. Dab it in the circle with press to the left of Hudak. Puck to the far side now. Miami will win this one. Clayton had it. Send it out to center. Ty Davey with Craven in front of him. Craven takes the lane away. He gets a shot off, though. Pryor, they're going to pick it up from behind the net. After Mold with the nice stop. We'll send it back out to center. Ty Davey now. Pitchforking this back in. It's going to be palmed down by Sebastian Dab. Dab, pretty tall there. Was able to reach up and grab that. I think surprised everybody. From the far side, Deacon Johnson chasing in the corner. Will Press there. Press working to the near side. Trying to get it out of the zone. Top drops it to Davey. Davey not everything on it. And Deacon Johnson had the puck. Now it's going to be Press into the zone. Craven in front of him. Takes a shot and off the post. Going to go to the right. Craven going to try to clear this one out and send it out to center where Bohan tried to set it down, but he had Deacon Johnson in front of him. Sebastian Dab taking a shot from the blue line. Going to be redirected off a stick and into the lower left corner. We're going to get a whistle. And I believe Ty Davey is going to be called for an interference call, much to the happiness of one Caitlin Mold. might not have been an interference. Could have been a hold or trip, or could have been. All right, could have. Who knows? Either way, 2 minutes. 1:59 remaining here, second period. Jets trail 1-0, and the Jets will go to the power play. Ringhauser and Stagmeyer in the box on matching penalties. This time Ty Davey going solely for Miami. 5-on-4 now. As Miami will clear this one down to Connor Mold. Mold will set it up gently for Gage Weaver from behind the net. Scanning the ice. Try to send it down to Tyler Benson, but it's going to be redirected in the lower right corner. Benson will have to chase this one down. Weaver right behind him. He'll drop pass it for him. Weaver again will set this one up. This time going to come out from behind the net with some speed through center. He'll try to work past Ralph into the zone now. Going to have LaChance behind him, working from the right of Hudak. Morton putting a little bit of pressure on. Weaver sending it out to the far side in the circle. Siff with a nice move around Ralph. Works to the inside. Takes a shot. Glove saved by Hudak. And we have 1:16 remaining on the power play for Canton Akron. 1:16, or excuse me. Well, it's 1:16 both ways. Better play the lottery tonight. 1:16 remaining on the penalty. 1:16 remaining in the second period. All right, so Canton Akron won the second period here on the man advantage. Hamilton taking the face-off against LaChance. And now it's going to be Press. Press alone with 4 white jerseys in front of him, working to the left of Connor Mold. He'll be harassed by Siff, Benson, and Weaver. Puck loose from behind the wall. They'll work from behind Connor Mold. Jets with possession into the center. It'll be Doris. Doris into the zone. He'll have Benson to his right. Benson holding up, trying not to get the offside called. Hamilton will backhand this, and it's going to be LaChance racing Press down to the puck. Press trying to sneak in. Only shorthanded goal. He won't get to it. And now from behind the net of Connor Mold, they will drop this one. Weaver sending it through center. He'll get it nicely to LaChance. LaChance with Todorov in front of him. He'll hold up in the circle to the near side. LaChance, nice move, drops it down behind the goal line. Trying to feed it out to the far side. Shot from the right side. Going to go off the boot of a Miami Redhawk and up into the netting. And we'll have 23.3 seconds left in the period. 24 seconds left on the man advantage for Canton Akron. Canton Akron 0 for 0 for 3 so far here. Back out as Miami will clear this one the length of the ice. And Jack Barbier will be the closest one to it. He'll get some pressure from Evan Ralph. They'll hold up the puck to the far side. Reef stepping in also. Canton Akron trying to clear it down the length of the ice. However, it'll go up into the netting, and the clock will stop with 2.1 seconds left. 3 seconds showing on the man advantage for Canton Akron. I'll drop this one to the right of Connor Mold. Not much time left here. We'll head to the third period here momentarily. As LaChance will take the face-off for Canton Akron. Miami will win this one. Takes a shot. Saved by Mold, and that will bring us to the end of the second period here at the Chiller North Ice Arena in Lewis Center, Ohio. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You were listening to Canton Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia One network.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
You're listening to Canton Akron Jets Hockey on the iMedia One Sports Network.
Final period of game one here at the Pioneer Tournament in Lewis Center, Ohio, down near the metropolis of Columbus. As we will switch the sides of the ice again, Mold in the net to our left, Hudak to our right. Redhawks will win this one. They'll send down the Jets defensive zone. Jets trying to send this one back out to center. Puck will trickle into the offensive zone. It'll be chased down by Stagmeyer. No icing. They'll keep this one in the zone. Stagmeyer trying to feed somebody coming in. Nobody able to get there, though. Back out to the blue line. Craven taking a half-hearted shot, looking for the redirect. Black was looking for it. Couldn't get to it. Puck around the glass, back into the zone. Craven going to backhand this one down, keep it into the zone for Canton Akron. And this one going to trickle out of the zone, chased down by Jack Pryor. Craven will partner up with him in the defensive zone to send this one back out. We'll go past LaChance, go off his stick, no icing. Dylan Pash now trying to return the favor, send it all the way back down. They'll keep it in the zone and trickle back out to the neutral zone. Pryor will take the shot, go wide right of the cage, out to the far side. Where Ben Clayton will wait for the puck. He'll try to keep it through center as Lucas Black will knock him off. Sif trying to step in to break up the play, and the puck will sail down to Connor Mold. He'll come back out of the net and play it back out to center. Miami sending the puck back down to Barbieri in the defensive zone for the Jets. And now working from the side is pressed. Working to the inside. It'll be shot right into the chest of Connor Mold. Another outstanding save by the Jets netminder. He has been busy here. Jets being outshot 23-15 here through 2 periods. And the faceoff. It'll be a defensive zone draw to the right of Connor Mold. Dab taking this one against Henschel. And Canton Akron will win this one. Barbieri trying to send it up the boards. It'll be redirected back down by Reef. In the center, Dab trying to get around Cole. Puck comes loose. Henry Robb will have it, but it'll be redirected out to center. And they'll try to get it back down into the Jet zone where Max Morrow will be waiting for it. Off the boards, all the way down the ice. The puck will go, and the clock will stop with 13-14 remaining in the game. Jets with a 1-0 deficit in Game 1 of the Pioneer Tournament. I believe this is going to be the maybe 3rd year in a row for the Pioneer Tournament that we have attended, but great facilities down here at the Chiller North Ice Arena. 3 sheets of ice. We are on number 1 tonight. We'll be back here at 12:45 tomorrow, and then they will cap it off tomorrow night over on rink number 2. As LaChance will be asked to leave the circle. Black will step in, and Ty Davey will take it for Miami. Redhawks will win this one, take a shot from the blue line, and set up into the netting with 13:11 remaining. Face off to the left. Connor Mold. LaChance taking this one against Hamilton. Benson, Balestrino, Black, and Weaver out for Canton Akron. Send this one down. Tyler Benson trying to reach out for it. Couldn't get to it in time. Covered up by Hudak. He had to race Caleb Bohan to it. And 5 red jerseys going to surround Tyler Benson, trying to make sure no funny business in front of Hudak. All right. You got to admire that a little bit. 13:02 to go here in this game. Miami 1, Canton Akron nothing. Black in the circle to the left of Hudak, taking the face-off for CAK. In the lower right corner. They'll send this one out to center. Black going to knock. I believe that was Clayton off his feet. And redirect the puck down into the Jets' offensive zone. Tyler Benson there. He'll try to work past Henschel. Miami of Ohio now through center, working around Balestrino. Press, feeds it over, takes a shot, and it's going to go over the shoulder of Mold. And Miami takes a 2-0 lead with 12:36 remaining here in the game. Jets with some work to do here if they want to get back into it. Again, these tournament rules are by period, so the Redhawks won the first period 1-0. It was a 0-0 tie in the second, and now the Redhawks with a 1-0 lead here in the third period. Now, Lucas Black will take the face-off against Evan Ralph. That'll be Mason Doris taking the face-off. 56-86. Craven will pick it up from behind. Connor Mold send it off the boards and nicely. Had it. It'll be redirected down in front of Mold. He'll push it away with his stick. Ethan Bell on the far board, setting it out to center. Redhawks with it, though. Going to send it high and into the low left corner where Jack Pryor will send it to the far side to Craven. Craven going to Send this one high out to center. Mason Doris, closest one to it. Trying to work to the inside, and he'll have the puck knocked away where Mers will have it. He'll lose it. Craven stepping in, pitchforking this one back behind the goal line where Mason Doris was waiting for it. However, he's going to run into Bryant Morton. And Miami of Ohio will work through center. Try to get it out to clear it. It will go off the leg of Wyatt Dilly. And Miami now back to Morton. Morton into the zone. He'll hold up, backhand it, and he'll head to the bench. From behind the net, it'll be Ty Davey taking a bump. Gets this over to Jalek. Jalek working on the right side of Mold. He'll be pushed off the puck by Craven. Ty Davey was there. Craven coming in again. Trying to knock this one away. Hamilton, though, will pick it up with possession. Bell's there. Wyatt Dilly defensively for the Jets. They'll send this one to the near side. Bohan will have to send it around the kick plate. Ty Davey trying to feed it back in front of Mold. And Jack Pryor now working against Jalek. He'll lose the puck. Dar's going to send it out to Wyatt Dilly. Dilly couldn't hold on to it, so Miami will send this one right back down low to him. Dilly getting it out of the zone, so Miami will have to vacate the zone. Pryor sending it to the far side. He'll get it out to Thor Chavold. Chavold, the sophomore out of Jackson High School, is going to trip it up and go down. Puck loose in the lower right corner now. Dilly trying to battle for it, working against Bohan. Puck still loose, working feverishly was Chavold to get it, and he'll knock it off the stick of Reef. From the upper right corner now. Canton Akron tenaciously trying to hold on to it. Thor Chavold there for is Bryant Morton now bringing it through center. Excuse me, that'll be Rob. Rob working there. Is Reef going to take the shot? Glove save by Mold. 10:24 left here, first period. Jets down by a score of 2-0. Defensive zone draw coming up for CAK. Otto Reef, Braden LaChance in the circle. Rob had it out there, lost it, and Barbieri banking this one off the board, gets it out to Tyler Benson. Benson looking for somebody to feed. Thought he had Stagmeyer there, couldn't really time that one up. Now loose in front of Hudak. Chance was looking for opportunity to sneak one there. Morrow now at center. Trying to chip it back down into the zone. Miami returning it, and they'll battle for it near the blue line. Miami with possession. Working through center. They'll work past the red line, bank it off the board. Morrow will send this one up into the bench of his teammates, and the clock will stop with 9:55 remaining in the first period. Or excuse me, third period. First, third. It's close. Right between 1 and 4. All right. So we'll press. Taking the face-off against Lucas Black just outside the Jets' defensive zone. And we're going to get a whistle. Probably not the best drop I've seen from an official, but nonetheless, a chance now against press. As Canton Akron will win this one. It'll drift back down deep as Barbieri will bank this one off the board, try to get it past Ringhauser out to center. Morton sending it into the far left corner. Morrow there, banking this one off the glass, and it'll go off the boot of Braden LaChance and drift back to Morrow. Morrow trying to clear it out, tried to get it out to Lucas Black, and it'll be icing as Black couldn't get to it. High pass for the senior out of West Branch High School. The defensive back for the West Branch Warriors, Lucas Black, wearing 86 here. I believe wearing number 4 on the football field. All right, face off to the right of Connor Mold. That'll be press and Sif. Puck loose. Ethan Bell with Nicely next to him. He'll feed Nicely into the zone, trying to work around Ringhauser. Ringhauser going to knock him off the puck. And Ethan Bell trying to get to it, but Nicely will pick the puck back up out to the blue line. Shot by Weaver. Not much on it. Stopped by Hudak. He'll send it back out. Send it all the way down ice. No icing coming up as Gage Weaver will try to get to it. He'll try to get past press. Puck still loose in the circle to the right as Nicely feeding it out to Ethan Bell. Bell through center. He'll try to work past Morton. Morton will knock him off the puck, and it'll be Miami with the turnover. And work from behind Hudak, trying to clear it out of the zone. As Dalton Elliott will get back checked. By Canton Akron. Weaver feeding it back out. It'll be Jack Pryor to the left of Hudak. Looking for the sharp angle shot. Had to hold up. Back out to the blue line. Weaver takes a shot. Couldn't get it through traffic. Still held up. Back out the center where Weaver taking the shot, and it'll be a glove save, and it will be Hudak that will hold on to it. And the clock will stop with 8:25 remaining here in the third period. Jets trail by a score of 2-0. Craven and Barbieri will come out defensively. And we'll have the face-off for Canton Akron. It'll be Deacon Johnson in the circle. Dilly trying to sneak in and take the shot, covered up by Connor Hudak. Just a few seconds ticking off the clock here for Canton Akron, who trail 2-0. Deacon Johnson in the circle. Wyatt Dilla behind him. Craven and Barbieri out at the blue line. Chavold stepping in. Takes a sharp angle shot. Redirected by Hudak out to Barbieri. Barbieri dropping it down into the upper right corner. Caleb Bohan there. Chavold, though, going to reach in and pick it out. He'll be harassed by Bohan afterwards, though, as it'll sail out to the far side, and it'll be sent up into the netting by Ryder Jalik. And the clock will stop with 8:02 to go in this one. Bad third period for the Youngstown Phantoms. They drop a 3-1 game to the Muskegon Lumberjacks. They'll be back in action in Michigan tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, as the faceoff comes to the right of Hudak. It'll be sent down into the zone. Craven going to chase it down and bank this one off the glass. Try to get it all the way through, but it's going to be taking a shot taken by Miami. Craven stepping in, trying to take away the rebound shot from Owen Cool. And was successful on that. Barbieri now through center. Out to the far side. Jack Barbieri from the far side to the right of Hudak. Will send the puck in. It'll bounce off of Hudak. Not much on the shot. Craven keeping it into the zone. He'll send it deep down behind Hudak. And it will be Owen Hengehold. It will be there for Miami. And Tyler Benson seeking at the top of the slot. And we'll have the puck knocked away. Puck still loose. Back to the far side. And the puck now drifting out past the blue line. Craven will have to wait. He'll take the shot and another glove save, but Hudak will set this one down. It'll be played by Miami. Dan Siff stepping in there, trying to keep it into the zone. And it'll be pressed one-on-one with Craven. Works to the inside. Craven will poke this one away down lower left corner. Craven chasing him down like he owes him money. And now press, working around the net from behind Mold. He'll get out the Ringhauser to the near side. Sends it and trying to send it across the face of Mold. And Connor Mold knocking it away. Ben Clayton with the attempt. With even better stop by Connor Mold. Puck loose, and now we're going to have a whistle and a holding call coming up. There was a pile against the board. I don't know, and it's going to be against Canton Akron as Dan Siff will head to the box for 2 minutes. 6:39 remaining here in the game. Jets trail 2-0. They'll be down a man here as they will have Morrow, Pryor, LaChance, and Ethan Bell out for the penalty kill. Bell going to send this one out to center. Press will pick it up. LaChance going to pressure him. Press trying to work through center. Ethan Bell from him. He'll send it to the near side of Ringhauser. Ringhauser in the circle to the right of Mold. He'll hold up. Try to set it up. Hamilton now working to the center. Ringhauser taking a sharp angle shot. Sticked away by Connor Mold. Pryor trying to get to it on the far board. He'll be knocked off the puck by Ty Davey. Davey feeding it over to Ringhauser to the right of Mold. Trying to take the shot. Couldn't get it out. He'll get it to Press. Press from the top of the slot. Feeds it to the far side. He'll get this one over to Morton. Morton backhanding it down to Ty Davey. Working from behind the goal line. He'll get it to Ringhauser. Not a lot on the pass. Gave Canton Akron an opportunity to get to it. They'll bank this one off the glass and send it down the length of the ice. As Bryant Morton will set the Miami power play up. 5:50 remaining here in the game. 1:10 remaining on the power play for the Redhawks. Bringing it back through center is Press. He'll get it to Reef. Reef taking the shot. Actually, just shipping it down low. And Canton Akron will return the favor. They will airmail this one down to Connor Hudak. Hudak holding it up from behind the net. Now it'll be the Redhawks with some speed through center from the far side. I believe that's going to be Hamilton to the left of Mold. Couldn't get around Pryor. Black coming in and trying to take a shot. I don't know who got the worst of that one. And Hamilton from the circle takes a shot. Pad saved by Mold. Ollie Stagmeyer now going to clear this one down. It'll go off the stick of Hamilton. And we're going to have, I don't know, high sticking or is it going to be a penalty? I have no idea what the officials are. All right, so they're going to say high sticking, no problem. So puck now will be brought to the Jets offensive zone. They'll drop this one to the right. Evan Ralph taking the face-off for Miami. Ollie Stagmeyer for Canton Akron. 33 seconds left on the penalty kill for Canton Akron. 5:11 left in the game. Jets trail 2-0. From behind the net, it'll be Todorov. Trying to set it up. He'll get this one out to Dylan Parker. Parker through center, but he'll have the puck knocked away and sent back down behind the goal line by Barbieri. Miami through center. On the far side, Mason Mers trying to work around Gage Weaver. Can't get anything done. Three white jerseys, excuse me. Back out to the near side. Todorov sending it down the boards as Canton Akron will clear this one the length of the ice, and that will kill off the penalty for Canton Akron. We're back to 5-on-5. 4:33 remaining here, third period. Jets trail 2-0. Jets through center, trying to get out of their defensive zone. Miami has the puck. LaChance finally stepping in, takes a shot pad save by Hudak, and a big hit on the far side, and I think Mason Doris is going to head to the box. Big hit from behind on Henry Robb. And the Jets going to go right back to the penalty kill, down by a score of 2-0. Pryor, Craven, Black. LaChance, Weaver actually came out. He'll head back to the bench. 4:18 remaining here. It's Canton Akron now kind of becoming their own worst enemy. A little hard to play 5-on-4 against Miami Redhawks. Working to the inside. Ty Davey looking to take the shot. Couldn't get anything off Jack Pryor there. Ringhauser now trying to come in to support in the upper left corner. And they'll chase the biscuit to the near corner here. Black banking this one off the boards. It'll pass up. Will press. Braden LaChance with an opportunity. Trying to work past the inside. Takes a shot. Stopped by Hudak. He had to work around Morton. Got the shot off, but Hudak with the nice save. Feed to the inside. Try to get it to Black. Press going to intercept it. Back into the zone. Press sending it to the near side. He'll get this to Hamilton. Hamilton from the point on the near side. Back to Will Press. Press circling around. Working around Braden LaChance. Back out to Hamilton. Hamilton from the slot will feed this one down to Will Press. Press with Craven in front of him. He'll turn around and retreat and head back out. He'll head to the blue line. Hamilton in the circle. To the right of Mold. Takes a shot! And over the left shoulder of Connor Mold. Miami takes a 3-0 lead with 3:21 left in the game. 1:03 left on the power play when that score came. And the Jets with a large hole to dig themselves out of with just over 3 minutes to play here in game number 1. They'll be back on the ice tomorrow as we'll take on Olentangy Orange. They have to take the face-off. Officials backing everybody out. Take this one against Cool. Puck tied up at center. No possession now as Morrow try to send this one into the Jets' offensive zone here. 3:08 remaining on the clock as the time ticks away. Cole trying to battle from in front of the net. And from the blue line, Morrow taking a shot. Stopped by Hudak into the upper right corner with under 3 minutes to play here in the game. Morrow working to the inside. Takes a shot. Puck in front and covered up by Connor Hudak. Jets with a 3-0 deficit. .249 to go here. Jets back on the ice again. 12:45 tomorrow. They'll take on Olentangy Orange. Dab to take the face off to the right of Hudak for CAK. From behind the net, that'll be Todorov. Trying to get it past Deacon Johnson. The far side, upper right corner now. And back out to center. Jets will chase this one down as Gage Weaver won't have to. They'll call that icing. Against Miami of Ohio, they'll bring it right back to our right. Jets with some untimely penalties tonight. So we'll drop this one to the right of Hudak. Work to the inside. Takes a shot. Lower right corner. Braden LaChance trying to feed into the slot. Has Tyler Benson takes a shot over the crossbar and into the glass. Morrow from center. Trying to find somebody. Actually fed out to Hamilton now. He'll try to work in. Stagmeyer, though, will hustle to the far side to take any opportunities away. Morrow coming in. We'll put a hit on him. Loosen up the puck, and Stagmeyer trying to feed it to Tyler Benson. Benson with an opportunity. Takes a shot, and a pad save by Hudak. Less than 2 minutes to play here as Hamilton will drop past this one for Ryder Jalik. Jalik trying to get into the jet zone. Can't get past Weaver. He'll have Nicely behind him. Tied up against it on the near board. Henschel will come in, try to break it up. Dan Siff now from center. Sending it back out as Morton will drop this one down low behind Mold. Weaver from the low right corner. Feeding it down ice. This one will be icing coming up against the Jets with just about 2 seconds will go off. So it'll be 88 seconds left here in the game. Jets trail 3-0. As the Jets will have a defensive zone draw. Dan Siff in the circle. He'll take this one against Will Press. Miami will win this one. They'll send it in the upper left corner. It'll be Clayton sending it around the boards. He'll get it to Press. Jack Pryor coming in and he'll hustle as Dan Siff will come in and back him up. Try to send it around the boards, but it'll be Morton that'll keep it into the zone. Jets now with the turnover. They'll get it out to Mason Doris. Doris trying to chase it down through center. He'll try to work around Mason Mers. Try to take a shot from the left side of Hudak. Ran into some traffic. Puck still loose to the right as Miami will have the puck with less than a minute to play. As Jack Barbieri takes the path away from Press. He'll swing around. Try to get it out to center. Tried to feed somebody in the slot there. The only one there was Mason Doris for CAK. Contact here is Pryor. Will knock Clayton off the puck on the near side. Shot from the point will ricochet off a couple of players. Attempted by Morton. And Barbieri through center. Trying to work past 3 red jerseys. And he'll take the last shot, and Morton will have the pad save. Miami gets the boards here. Trying to clear it out to center. Dab tried to keep it in, and it will be Deacon Johnson. And we'll drop this one back to Barbieri. Out in the neutral zone. Back into the Redhawks zone, and now we'll drift down in front of Connor Mold. Mold coming out to play it. He'll send it all the way back. He'll get this one out to Rob. Rob try to take a shot, but he'll run into the Jets defenseman, and that will bring us to the end. Here in game number 1 of the weekend, Jets take a 3-0 loss here to the Miami Junior Redhawks. We'll step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some of the numbers. We'll wrap it up. Get you ready for tomorrow here at the Children North Ice Arena in Lewis Center, Ohio. You're listening to Canton Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
You're listening to Canton Akron Jets hockey on the iMedia One Sports Network.
Back here as we wrap up game number 1 of the Pioneer Tournament here in the Columbus area. Jets, not such a great start here tonight. They take the 3-0 loss to the Miami Junior Redhawks. Scoring went like this. It would be 11-18 left in the first period. Will Press would sneak one past Connor Mold. That would give the Redhawks a 1-0 lead through the second period as well. And then with 12:36 left in the third period, Press would get his second goal of the night with the assist from Ringhauser, making it 2-0 in favor of Miami. With 3:21 left, it would be Hamilton getting the power play goal. Tristan Hamilton putting the exclamation point on the win for the Miami Junior Redhawks. Miami has shot Canton Akron 32-30. Connor Mold will stop 32 out of 29. Connor Hudak would stop all 30 shots that he would face. Canton Akron 0 for 3 on the power play. Miami 1 of 5. Most detrimentally, those 2 penalties coming up in those last 3 or 4 minutes, really putting Canton Akron at the disadvantage. Jets will be back on the ice tomorrow at 12:45. They'll take on Olentangy Orange here right on rink number 1 here at the Chiller Ice North Arena. Over on Western Reserve Radio, you heard tonight also the Youngstown Phantoms. They take a 3-1 loss to the Muskegon Lumberjacks. They will head up to Michigan for 2 more games against Muskegon. So 3-game series here. They'll split it between the Cavelli Center and Muskegon, Michigan. Phantoms looking to bounce back tomorrow night. Of course, all the action heard with the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, and engineer extraordinaire, Dave Ferris. Jets with the doubleheader tomorrow. Actually, they'll be back in action tomorrow night as they will take on the Mentor Cardinals as well. And then we'll see what's going on with the playoffs or the finals, of this tournament on Sunday. So for Caitlin Mold, I am Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us again here tonight as we get the Pioneer Tournament started. Again, not a great night for the Canton Akron Jets. They take the 3-0 lead. We'll do it again tomorrow with game number 2. So everybody here, so long from the Chiller North Ice Arena here in Lewis Center, Ohio. You have been listening to Canton Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WITB, The Scourge.
Every day was just a new experience, something new happening. I was just learning how to ride then, and young kid, I was making money. I was living on my own, and I had my own apartment. It was fantastic.
When you think about this profession, it's not one that people readily would gravitate to. What was it about horse racing and about being involved with horses that brought you into it?
Well, actually, my dad was a jockey for 20 years.
Okay, so it was a natural
right,
thing.
Yeah. Towards the end of his career, he started a training ranch in the Yakima Valley. And so I grew up on the ranch doing stalls and taking care of horses and stuff before and after school.
And also, was it your grandmother or who else was involved with it? You used to race, was it donkeys or horses?
No, she raced horses. My grandmother would ride match races in the Blue Mountain Circuit, which is Washington, Oregon, and Idaho.
When you take a look at this as a business, how long before you realized that it was a business and it wasn't just something you could have fun with?
I'm not sure when that was, but I'm still having fun with it.
Well, what I mean like that by that is that a lot of pro athletes, when they start their careers, in a sense, they talk about the game still being a game to them, and then all of a sudden they realize that it was a business.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where along the way that it came to me, but I do know, that it's a business, and like all businesses, you have to pay attention to it. You have to work hard at it. But at the same time, it's still extremely enjoyable for me. I love my job. I really missed it when I wasn't able to ride for those 2 months that I was hurt.
I know a lot of people don't understand the path that one has to take to become a jockey. Can you enlighten us a little bit about how one starts and how they grow along the way?
Well, myself, like I said, I started on the ranch. Cleaning stalls actually was my first job, and then during the summers I would go. My dad would ride at Long Acres in Seattle, and I'd get a job as a groom, and I'd take care of 4 or 5 horses throughout the summer, and learn how to take care of the animals, learn their idiosyncrasies. I actually learned about the animals before I got on their back, and when I got big enough and strong enough and wanted to, then my father taught me how to gallop horses and exercise horses and break 2-year-olds and young horses. And from there, it was just he showed me the fine points and turned me loose on the world.
Talk to me about that first ride that you had as a jockey.
I rode an Appaloosa just like 2 days before my 16th birthday, which I really wasn't supposed to do. But it was at Walla Walla, Washington, on a little bull ring racetrack. And there, on the outside of the racetrack, there are rocks as big as your head. But there was another rider in the race that was actually working for my dad at this time. And he told me, he says, just follow me around here. He says, you'll be all right. So we went into the first turn, and of course I broke all over the horse's mouth, Dad's got pictures of me with the horse with his mouth wide open. And going into the first turn, this other rider was in front on the lead. Well, his horse blew the turn, and I found myself on the lead then. But I wasn't on the lead at the finish. I did end up third, though.
When you take a look at it, can you break horse racing down for me from the jockey's standpoint? I don't know enough about it. What is it that you have to do along the way? Is it, you mentioned about knowing the horse, but there's much more to it than that.
Oh, yeah, there's, you have to read the racing form to start with, know how the race is going to set up or how it's likely to set up, what other speed horses there are. You examine how your horse wants to run, whether he wants to show speed or whether he comes from out of it. Then you ask the trainer when you go out to the paddock, does this horse, has he got any quirks? Does he care about dirt in his face? Does he mind the whip? Does he want horses around him, or any little idiosyncrasies that he might have? And then you go out to the races, go to the gate, and when the gate opens, hopefully you'll be able to follow the plan. Sometimes the gate opens and the horse just stands there, or they stumble, or something just completely throws that plan out the window, and you've got to wing it. And you've got to be pretty quick on your feet.
I would assume it's like anything else. You may know what the horse's personality and what his running style is like, but on any given day, because it is an animal, it is a human thing, it may not be that way, will it?
Yeah, they have good days and bad days, and I rode one horse a long while back that when he went to the gate, if he was a raven maniac, normally you would think that would be a bad thing, but this horse ran his eyeballs out when he was just a total jerk going to the racetrack. And then if he ever went to the gate and was calm, and nice, well, you could just forget it. He wasn't going to try to run that day.
Can you read a horse pretty well when you're walking him to the gate?
Not so much when you're just walking. There are little telltale hints, whether they have their ears up, and how alert they are. You get a little better of an idea when you start warming them up, jogging and galloping them. They'll perk up and you can feel, how alive they are underneath you.
What about the trust between jockey and horse? How has that developed?
Actually, very often it's the first time I've seen the horse, so there's not a whole lot of time for me to get to really know the animal that well. Luckily, most of them are all trained to respond to the same cues from the riders. So, pretty much I can get on any horse and hopefully they will respond to the things that I do, or the trainer will tell me, you can't take much hold of this horse or whatever it is that the horse might not like.
I know, Russell, that I talked to a catcher one time about how he deals with a rookie pitcher on the mound as compared to the veteran pitcher, working a game, and he was telling me how different it was. And I'm just wondering, when you have a young horse and you're riding that horse and you've never been on him before, do you deal with that horse a little bit differently than if that horse is another year?
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Storm. And you can just imagine the horses came out of the stalls and everything. Now, I'm in a white dinner jacket with a pink carnation because I'm on an English jumper, right?
Yeah.
I knew going into the jump, I knew the horse's gait was completely off, and there was nothing I could do. I was committed to it. The horse got to the jump, lowered its head. I went over the horse, did a complete flip in this beautiful white dinner jacket right in the middle of a mud puddle. And I looked back at that horse. I said, "You son of a gun."
But you cleared the jump, though, huh?
I was perfect in the jump. The horse didn't clear the jump at all. Are there horses that have cantankerous personalities?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, they're all different. They're different individuals. And I rode a horse a while back named Waiting for Beaver, and you could not hit him. He would run by horses, and he'd kind of want to hang a little bit and not really go on with it. But if you hit him, he would just come to a screeching halt right now. So, I mean, they're all individuals, and you have to get along with them and hopefully learn what they dislike before it costs you too much.
Can horses be lazy?
Oh, definitely, yeah. They're.
What do you do with a lazy horse?
Well, that's why we have the whip. We try to encourage them.
I wondered about that. Do you know? I'm sure you do, but how does one know how to use the whip properly with a horse?
Well, you practice a lot before you ever get on a horse. Whipping on bale of straws when you're younger was what we did. When we were little. And now they've got these equicizers where you can get on, and wail away on them. But
there is an art to it, isn't there?
Yeah. There's. I mean, for starters, when you come out of the starting gate, your whip is pointed down, and then because you don't want to take a chance on it getting stuck through the bars in the gate when you brake and pulled out of your hand. So you have to start with your whip down, and then somewhere along the way you've got to twirl it through your fingers and get it cocked so that you can hit the horse with it. And I mean, fairly often that's the point where you drop it when you're twirling it. And then if a horse is ducking one way or another from the whip, then you have to be able to switch hands and get that whip in the other hand without dropping the reins.
I've always believed, and correct me if you think I'm wrong about this, that there is a prejudice against kind of West Coast jockeys almost in a sense, or jockeys that race primarily in one particular area. I don't know whether that's an Eastern bias or what, but is that the case?
Well, I think the guys in the East probably have that bias. I mean, we're probably biased the same way out here. But I don't think, I mean, you've got your upper echelon of riders across the country, whether they're riding in Santa Anita or whether they're riding in New York or Florida or Kentucky or wherever. And, I mean, those are going to be the go-to guys whenever somebody's got a horse that they want to run in one of those big races. They're going to start at the top of the list and they're going to work their way down.
Obviously, Russell, you've had so much success that trainers feel comfortable with you. Can you talk a little bit about developing the relationship between trainer and jockey and how that either leads to the success or almost in a sense the demise of a jockey?
Well, first you've got to, be a good hand on horse. You've got to go out in the morning and get on horses for them, and they've got to see that you know what you're doing. They tell you to work a horse in 48 flat, and you work the horse, within a tick or two of that. And you're able to come back and tell them, if there's anything wrong with the horse or if there's anything right with them. And then, of course, you've got to win races for them in the afternoon. It doesn't matter how good a hand you are in the morning if you don't win races in the afternoon. So you've got to prove your stuff to them in the afternoon also. And just from the daily association with the trainers, a rapport builds. And myself, a lot of riders will come back, and they'll say, oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this horse. Well, I never figured it was a benefit to me to come back if a horse was off somewhere or not and tell the trainer that he wasn't. I'd much rather, tell them the truth. Yeah, there's something wrong with this horse. He's favoring his right front or something. Give them a chance to fix the horse, so that we can both do some good with him in the afternoon or whatever.
A lot of people don't realize that it's not just showing up at race time. Your day starts a lot earlier than that. Take us through a day for you.
Well, it used to be I'd have to get up like 5 or 5:30, be out at the racetrack at 5:30 or 6. And anymore, now they've got 2 breaks where they harrow the racetrack. So most of the trainers wait until after the first break to work their horses. So I don't really have to be there till 7 o'clock anymore. So I get to sleep in until about 6 now. And I go out. I see my agent. He's been out there before me. He's seen the trainers. He knows what horses I'm supposed to get on that morning, and he'll tell me where to go. I'll go to those barns and BS with the trainers and get on their horses, and feel them out and tell them what's going on. And then that usually takes 2 or 3 hours. When I'm done there, I'll talk to my agent, tell him how the horses worked, and then head on over to the jock's room. I'll pull my weight, whatever weight I have to pull in the hot box or we've got a whirlpool tub. I fill up with hot water and just sweat in that. And then that takes a lot out of you, pulling that weight quickly like that. So I go up, I'll take a little nap for an hour or so, come back down, and it's time to start getting ready for the races.
How hard is it for jockeys to maintain their weight, since that's the key?
Well, it depends on how much willpower you have. If you can not eat, when you want to eat, then it's not hard at all. But myself, I wouldn't have any problem if I just had a little more willpower. But when I come home at night, I'm hungry, and I just sit down and I eat too much. And so I usually have to pull a pound or 2 every day.
How much do you weigh?
Right now, probably about 116 pounds.
And what do you need to race at?
113.
And so you have to lose that 3 pounds.
Yeah, that's correct.
Has it gotten harder and harder and harder over the years to lose that?
No. My body seems like it's adjusted to where it knows pretty much what I've got to do. And when I get big, the weight comes off me real easy, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. I have heard it say that one of the most important things for a jockey is his hands, and I would assume that makes a lot of sense, to be able to feel with the reins and everything. Is that indeed true?
Well, yeah, that's how we communicate with the horse is through our hands. Western people that ride Western, they can use their legs and whatever to communicate and cue the horse. Well, we don't have that option. The only communication we have with the horse is through our hands and our voice.
Final question. Have you ever ridden a perfect race?
Have I ever ridden a perfect race? Yeah, I did ride a race one time. Actually, Lafitte Pinkai didn't show up. He got off the airplane. He was supposed to ride at Bay Meadows that day, and he got off at San Francisco and told the guy to take him to the racetrack. Well, the guy took him to Golden Gate Fields, and we were racing at Bay Meadows. So he didn't show up to ride this one little filly in a race that he was supposed to ride, and I picked the mount up. And her filly's name was Art College, I think. And she come out of the gate, and all I had to do was throw across and sit on her. She went by like 7, and I never had to ask her, never had to chirp to her.
That's great.
That was perfect.
Russell, thank you very much. I'm glad to connect with you again.
Thank you, Ron. It's great seeing you again.
Hall of Fame jockey Russell Bays with us and you. We continue with more of you and America's Sports Talk Show.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with 1 coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money. And you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. That's 800-913-9739.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property, and your tenants aren't paying you? Quick Cash Offer can come to the rescue immediately. Yes. Sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate. Your safety by showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your home to foreclosure. If you have any equity in your home, we will buy it and give cash within days. People over the phone and virtual. Cash Offer now, before the economy gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just don't have today.
800-785. 800-788-9. That's 800-788-45.
This is America's Sports Talk Show, Sports Byline USA. Here's Ron Barr.
That's going to wrap up this first hour of Sports Byline, where we talk some thoroughbred racing with a winner. I mean, a big-time winner, Russell Bays, legendary jockey who holds the record for the most wins in North America horse racing history. He rode 12,842 thoroughbred winners, and he's a member of the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame. Roy Eisenhart was here for his weekly feature called Inside Angle. He talked about the standoff between the WNBA players and the league itself. They can't come to terms on a contract. He's been a lawyer, former president of the Oakland A's with family on the team. Now teaches law and sports at the University of San Francisco. And kicking things off, as he always does on a Friday, Bruce Marshall, Vegas Insider and CBS Sportsline, taking a look at the 4 NFL playoff games this weekend. I'm Ron Barr. Stick around. I'm coming right back with more of you on America's Sports Talk Show.
Hi, this is Rick Tittle. Make sure to tune into my show, Titillating Sports, and it'll be 3 hours from 9 to noon on the West Coast. Titillating Sports every weekday on Sports Byline.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
You're listening to the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network.
I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. More like a 3-minute warning this time around, as Mike Tomlin was fired on Tuesday as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Technically, he stepped down, but the calls for change in Pittsburgh had become increasingly louder over the last several years, and this season they reached a fever pitch. As the Steelers filed off the field on Monday night after their devastating loss to the Texans, chants of fire Tomlin rained down upon them. The fans' disappointment is justified. Over the past 9 years, the Steelers have made the playoffs 6 times and were immediately ousted 6 times. Since Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell were dumped after the 2018 season, The Steelers' offense hasn't ranked higher than 23rd in yards per game, and they've been one of the lowest scoring and least efficient. Pittsburgh going through 6 starting quarterbacks in 4 years and still seeing enough success to get by provided Tomlin some cover, but this season's additions of quarterback Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator were risky bets that ultimately busted. And with the winds of change blowing hard this offseason in the NFL, Tomlin's exit felt inevitable. But for someone of my age, which is weeks away from 50, Tomlin's exit is a reminder of 2 things. The first is how good of a coach he was for that team in that city. A relatively unknown one-year defensive coordinator in Minnesota, Tomlin inherited a seasoned football team from Bill Cowher, and he ran with them. The Steelers won a Super Bowl in Tomlin's second year and would return to the game 2 years later. With a length of tenure we'll likely never see again, he leaves after 19 years as the quintessential players coach. 193 regular season wins, never had a losing record, 13 playoff appearances, 8 AFC North titles, and a Super Bowl. As good of a case for the Hall of Fame as anyone. The second reminder for someone my age is how stable a franchise the Steelers are. Since January 1969, their head coaches have been Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. As Tony Kornheiser would say, that's it. That's the list. As the rest of the league fires their coach every 2 years, the Steelers have been steadfast in playing the long game with a motto of patience is a virtue which pays dividends. And how they go about their coaching search and who they ultimately choose will be fascinating to follow. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-Minute Warning.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly. Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift
in the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Get a hold of many of them. And so if you go to the website at sportsbyline.com, you'll be able to hear many of those interviews that I did. And also if you go to the Library of Congress, you'll be able to hear them as well. So I urge you to check out both those locations if you'd like to hear some very insightful, interesting interviews with members of the Negro Leagues. And what they had to go through, and I heard the stories, gave me goosebumps, where when they were barnstorming through the South, their white teammates were able to sleep in hotels while they had to sleep on the porch of those hotels. So I think you'll find it instructional and also something that will open your eyes a little bit. And I'm so happy to see Major League Baseball doing what they're doing. Pat Condellis is going to kick things off. He's the director of an outstanding piece of sports journalism. It's called Outcry. And Outcry is the story of a Texas star football player, Greg Kelly. He had been going into his senior year of high school, and all that changed in the summer of 2013 when Kelly was shockingly convicted of sexually assaulting a 4-year-old boy and sentenced to 25 years in prison with no possibility for parole. And this Showtime 5-part investigative documentary series followed the gripping scandal surrounding Greg Kelly and the quest for the truth and justice that followed in the wake of his sentencing. And then right after that, familiar name to you, great basketball player, Cynthia Cooper. She is a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame, also was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. And she won championships in college, the Olympics, and also in the WNBA. And she is certainly considered one of the greatest women's basketball players ever. And she is someone I've talked to many times. She played in the WNBA for the Houston Comets, and she was voted the WNBA's MVP twice. She also won 4 WNBA championships with the Houston Comets. So we're ready to go. Pat Condellis next for you on Sports Byline.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. That light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Lowe's knows how to turn big plans into real results. Whether it's new appliances or a home refresh, get started with 12-month special financing on purchases of $299 or more with the MyLowe's Rewards credit card, January 15th through the 30th. So you can invest in your upgrade now and pay over time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer subject to credit approval and cannot be combined. Minimum monthly payment required. See store or Lowe's.com for details.
Your holiday decor is down and suddenly your house looks very January. Kohl's can help you bring the spark back. No twinkle lights needed. Save on bedding that feels like a snow day. Decor that'll boost the mood. And Shark vacuums because, yes, you're still finding pine needles. Get an extra 15% off some of your faves store-wide. And beat those winter blahs at Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends January 25th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons do not apply to Shark. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Some people think nature is like this.
But actually, it's like this. Mother Nature's not all sunshine and rainbows. Nature can be hotter than a sauna and colder than an Arctic skinny dip. That's why Columbia engineers everything we make for anything nature can throw at you. Columbia, engineered for whatever.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
This is America's Sports Talk Show, Sports Byline USA. Here's Ron Barr.
Pat Condellis is with us on Sports Byline. He's the director of an outstanding piece of sports journalism airing on Showtime called Outcry. Outcry is the story that Leander, Texas star football player Greg Kelly had going into his senior year of high school. That all changed in the summer of 2013 when Kelly was shockingly convicted of sexually assaulting a 4-year-old boy and sentenced to 25 years in prison with no possibility for parole. This Showtime 5-part investigative documentary series follows the gripping scandal surrounding Greg Kelly and the quest for truth and justice that followed in the wake of his sentencing. Pat, first of all, what is it about this story and the case that caught your attention and made you want to do an investigative documentary about it?
Well, it was somebody that brought this to my attention in 2017 when we were premiering a documentary that we did for Showtime called Disgraced at South by Southwest. And it was after a screening that a friend of a friend kind of came up and said, "Hey, have you heard of this Greg Kelly story?" And I hadn't, even though I live in the county where it happened. I had been traveling for another documentary project for about a year and a half and kind of missed the original reporting on it. So when I learned about it, it was interesting to learn about it, from a fresh set of eyes, I guess you could say, having not seen any of the original coverage on it. And then meeting with Greg Kelly's family and his friends was definitely piqued my interest, but it was probably when I spoke to his attorney, Keith Hampton, and Keith could answer some very specific legal questions for me that I just could not stop thinking about the story. And we made the decision to go ahead and trying to document it, not knowing what was going to happen or where it was going to go.
Let me ask you a general question. You did, as you mentioned, another outstanding piece of sports journalism called Disgraced, and that was the story about the shocking murder of Baylor University men's basketball star Patrick Dennehy, as well as an attempted cover-up of NCAA rule violations. Do both of these stories tell us anything about Texas justice?
I think they do. Yeah. It's I'm obviously I'm a Texan, and I think very highly of my state. And, unfortunately, Texas does not have the best record when it comes to the criminal justice system. This is definitely there's a lot more, I think, an outcry that concerns the criminal justice system and the state of that in Texas than Disgraced did. Because Outcry is a 5-part documentary, and we really dig into the specifics in the case, which are shocking. But it's not all bad when it comes to the criminal justice system in Texas too. I want that to be clear. There's some pretty good shining examples of people working hard to do the right thing in Texas as well that we highlight in Outcry.
You mentioned about living in the area where this story takes place. Tell me a little bit about that area.
It's really where this happened is primarily between Cedar Park and Leander, and those are two suburbs that are just north of Austin, and they're in a county called Williamson County. And Williamson County, from a political standpoint, is quite different than Austin. Austin is a very liberal city. Williamson County is a very conservative county. And they're a county that has made it very clear that they are going to go after maximum punishment for crimes. I mean, there's kind of a joke that up here that everybody says if you're going to do it, don't do it in Williamson County. because they like the fact that it's well known that if you get in trouble for something, they're going to go after you for the maximum sentence, the maximum punishment. And so it's an interesting relationship between the very liberal Austin and then going, just a couple of minutes north to Williamson County. Very different mentality.
Let's talk about the man in question here, and that's Greg Kelly, outstanding football player there. And as I watched the early part of this documentary, the first segment, I was surprised. I mean, there was nothing about everything that I saw and I heard from people and from Greg that would indicate that this was anything that was going to be a part of his life. Give me a deeper drill down on Greg Kelly.
Greg Kelly, yeah, he was at the time this happened in 2013. He was a junior, outstanding free safety for Leander football. He had gotten 4 scholarship offers for full rides to play football. One was Rice, an outstanding, academic school. And then I think he committed to the University of Texas, San Antonio, a smaller school, but he committed his junior year. So he was very well liked in the community. I believe he was a straight A student. Had been, dating his girlfriend for quite a long time, and they were both very popular in the school, very well known in the community. Had never been in trouble before. And going into the summer before his senior year, when his momentum is kind of at its zenith, these charges come out against him for allegedly molesting 2 4-year-old boys.
As I understand it, those were kids that were in a house or a home that was a kindergarten-like home, was it not?
It was, yeah. He actually had both of his parents. It was pretty terrible timing. His mother was going through a brain tumor surgery and was trying to recuperate from that. His father had a really debilitating stroke and had to live in a assisted living facility. So for him to continue playing football, he had a friend that offered to take him in, and it was the parents of his friend in the house that he was living. They operated in home daycare out of the house, which is where the charges came from.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about the kids. How did this all come about? I saw the video of the kids being asked and questioned by a psychologist, I assume, about what happened. It was kind of fuzzy to me as to why it happened. What was your read on it?
Yeah, we break it down over the course of the 5 parts. So there's a lot more detail that comes in later into the story. But essentially what happened is we titled it Outcry because it was the origin of everything, right? The outcry is that the child says, this happened to me. I was sexually assaulted, and then gives the specific details surrounding that. And that, to me, was the most critical piece of all of this was, Greg Kelly's family, his supporters are saying he's innocent. He didn't do this. Well, my question was then, why would the kid say this? If it didn't happen, right, why would a 4-year-old just make that up? So that becomes a very, very big piece of the story. And hearing the children describe exactly what happened to forensic interviewers, it sheds a lot of new light and new information into how this case it was unfolded the way that it did.
Also, and speaking of the kids, there was a second child, as you pointed out. The similarities of their discussion about what happened was a powerful part about driving this story, was it not?
It was, yeah, and there was a lot of questions surrounding the second child's allegation, which I don't want to give too much away there, but it was quite different and quite striking, and ultimately quite shocking. What happened with the second child's allegation. It's one of the things as a parent, it's one of the most interesting parts of this to me. I learned so much about what you're supposed to do if a child comes to you and says something happened and what you're not supposed to do. And, I the first to admit that I would have done this. I would have done everything wrong that the forensic interviewers tell you not to do if a child says something happened. And I think a lot of parents just aren't aware of that. And, the documentary breaks down the history of how these things can go off the rails quite quickly.
Yeah, some background on this story. The area that this is being adjudicated in, or has been adjudicated in, was an area that, well, let me just bring up the name and you tell everybody about it. Michael Morton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael Morton. Michael Morton was a guy that lived in Round Rock in Williamson County and was convicted of murdering his wife and served 25 years in prison for that. And there was basically there was evidence that was withheld that would have proved his innocence by the DA at the time. And then the subsequent DA refused to test DNA. So there was some, two district attorneys in Williamson County that were definitely doing the wrong thing. And we get into the Michael Morton case because he was eventually exonerated. It was a huge story here. And it directly led to a new DA being voted in who was supposed to be a change agent. And that DA was actually the one that brought the case against Greg Kelly.
We're talking with Pat Condellis, and again, I want to recommend this on Showtime, an outstanding effort. It's called Outcry. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk more about the gives and the down, the balance between the two sides in this. We continue across the country and around the world. We've got you on America's sports talk show, Sports By.
Keep listening for details on how to get up to $300 airline credit. Sky Holidays introduces a one-of-a-kind air credit program. Our buying team got a little too aggressive in getting hotel and air deals, so now we have to liquidate our prices. Here's how. Whether you want to go to Paris, Las Vegas,
Lena's
London,
Pierogi House is
Atlanta,
your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio on westernreserveradio.com.
this case, how it progressed, and what were the issues?
Yeah, there was a lot of issues with the case, and really the big one was there was essentially no evidence at all. Basically what you had a 4-year-old say a name, and that was it. There was nothing else. There was no physical evidence. There was no witnesses. There was really nothing to go off of. So I think most people would kind of assume, okay, there's probably a lot of reasonable doubt somewhere in there. But that wasn't the case, and 12 jurors found Greg Kelly guilty of that. And Texas has a statute that's called a super aggravated sexual assault of a child. That is a minimum 25-year sentence without the possibility of parole, because the kid, I believe it has to be a kid under 6 years old. So he was found guilty, and I think he was 18 years old at that time, was sentenced to 25 years in prison with no parole. And it was one of the most unique things about this case was that normally when somebody's accused of being a child molester, they don't get public support. And that was the exact opposite in this case. Greg Kelly was very well known in the community. And as soon as he was charged, he had a very large group of supporters that stood up and said, "You got the wrong guy. This doesn't make sense. There's something wrong here." And that was very, very unique in a case like this.
You know, it was interesting. I always come down, and I've been doing this long enough, and I kind of read people pretty well as well. But in this particular case, I'm just wondering, how do you convict someone without evidence?
It's very difficult. Even, it's interesting, too, because even the prosecutors at the time, they did interviews right after the verdict, and they seemed shocked themselves and said, look, it's very difficult to do a case like this, but this is proof that it can be done and it can be won, which was pretty crazy to hear somebody say. So I think really it comes down to emotion, and sexual assault of a child is such an unbelievably emotional crime for everyone, that if you're a juror and you're sitting there and this child is saying this is what happened to him, people want people to pay for that, and I think clearly here that was the case. I think they wanted somebody to pay for this, and Greg Kelly, being a football star, got an unbelievable amount of media attention because of that, and I think that had pressure on the police department and on the prosecutors to actually get a conviction.
You know what bothers me about this a little bit, Pat, is the fact that prosecutors, I know they want to prosecute and get a conviction, but they also have to be responsible to take a look at the evidence. And if there was no evidence to support this, you also have to do the right thing as well. I mean, that seems like it's a rush to judgment, A. And the other thing is you're dealing with kids, and I'm not saying these kids were not abused in some particular way, but kids, generally speaking, you're not quite sure that they saw what they saw, think what they think, and that what they're saying, or that it's been rehearsed enough times, or they've been questioned enough times, that they're just repeating what they've already repeated. Am I off base on just that observation?
No, not at all. No, and I think to your point there, what you said kind of hit the nail on the head. It's more of how they're questioned. Nobody's saying that these children are lying and, any of that. It's when kids are that young, one, there's a legit question of, are they competent to understand what's being asked of them and understand the situation? And then if they are found to be competent, you have to be there's a very specific process in questioning a child that young, because, we go into this, the open questions, leading questions, suggestibility, false memories with kids. There is an unbelievable amount of research on that, and it can go astray very, very, very quickly. So it really comes down to who is the person that is questioning them, and are they doing that with the proven proper methods so that they're not tainting the story, basically.
Was there anything about this in doing the research and actually doing this outcry that bothered you?
Yeah, the whole thing bothered me.
Okay.
The whole thing bothered me. It was by far the most difficult project I've ever worked on, the most difficult story I've ever told. All of it was horribly uncomfortable, and it's full of asking people very, very difficult questions, and it's a very, very difficult thing to do day after day after day. So it was an incredibly challenging process.
It's interesting. On the Michael Morton case, DNA was a thing that exonerated him. Is there anything that can be done in going back and researching this by the police or others
that could change the outcome of this?
That's a great question, and I think there is. I think it's still going to be tough, and because so much time has passed, it would still be very difficult, I think, to potentially get a conviction. But there are options. There are a few options, and I'm definitely curious to see if anything comes of this.
When I think about this, it's the sad thing, and I'm not saying he isn't guilty, but in this particular case, the sad thing is if he's left to do what he did, in other words, go through his sentence and everything, he's going to have to live with it the rest of his life, and the kids are going to have to live with it as well. I mean, I'm just disturbed by this as much as you are, to be honest with you, Pat.
Yeah, and it's a story, there's a lot of victims here. There's a lot of victims here, and it goes beyond, the children that made the allegations. It goes beyond the families of everybody that had to deal with this. The story broadens into a much bigger, I think people knew at the time. And the only way you can really figure that out is enough time to dig in and look into things. And we were lucky that we had that. We worked on this for right at 3 years, which is the longest project I've ever worked on.
Who were some of the other victims?
I don't want to give it away, but they speak on camera in the series, and that becomes that basically points to a much bigger issue here. That if you're talking, let's just say theoretically, right? You look at wrongful convictions. If you convict the wrong person, what does that necessarily mean? It means that the guilty party is then free. And if that's the case, what does that mean? Are they still committing other crimes? Are they doing other things? And I'll just say that that's a scenario that we explore.
You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't in a story like this, because if he eventually were to get out of prison, in other words, there's always going to be the hanging question over his head. Did he get away with a crime or not, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And there's victims' rights advocates that I think just definitely have a position in here of no matter what, that they're going to believe what the child said, because I think they feel beholden to that. And if they don't, that they're somehow either victim blaming or discouraging potential future victims from coming forward. That's a strange way to think about it, in my opinion. But, there's people that we spoke to in the series that no matter what new piece of evidence came up, no matter what happened, they believe Greg Kelly is the guy that did this. They believe he's guilty, and they are not interested or curious in any other explanations. And I think that's always going to be there.
Where is the appeal process at this point, Pat?
He's exonerated. Greg is out. He got out. His legal situation is remedied. He's done. He was found exonerated now by 10 different judges, 9 at the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, and then 1 that was a district judge that had his writ hearing. And all of this played out while we were filming, not knowing what was going to happen. So when we began this process, and you see the first interview with Greg Kelly, he's in prison. And there was not a whole lot of hope at that point that anything would change. And not only did they changed pretty darn fast as this whole thing unfolds.
Yeah, we have a little over a minute left. And as you look at his life now, has he gone on to college? Is he playing football someplace?
He's in college right now. He's attending the University of Texas. He is training constantly, and he was able to be trained by a former Longhorn running back, Jeremy Hills, who trains a lot of premier NFL athletes, Kenny Vaccaro, Brandon Hodges. So Greg has been working out with some NFL talent, and he wants to play college football. I know that. He definitely wants to play college football. He never got the opportunity to. He never even finished his senior year of high school. Never got to play football his final year. So I know he is very anxious